Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. We've got a lot of things to discuss. First of all, we talk about the Pakistan and New Zealand series. The 5-match T20 international series has now probably, I think, been evenly poised. The first match, of course, was washed out. Pakistan won the second T20 with relative ease, and boy, did New Zealand give us a real thrashing last night as they beat Pakistan in the third T20 international, which was the final one at Pindi Cricket Stadium. Now, of course, the teams moved to Lahore, but it was exceptional stuff from New Zealand cricket team, and you really got to applaud their abilities, especially Mark Chapman, the way he played, absolutely outstanding. So we'll talk about that in detail. Then we move on to the Pakistan and West Indies women's ODI series as well, where West Indies women beat Pakistan in the second ODI and have taken the series now, of course 2-0, and after the 3 one-days there are also T20s in the series as well. So the women's side, we talked about this before as well, that you can't go unprepared into a series as well. So we will try to explore. You can talk about Nida Dar. She's been exceptional on a personal milestone as well. She's reached that milestone of 100 wickets as well. So we can definitely talk about that as well. And of course, in the later half of the show, I'll be giving you something very special, a very special insight into a particular sport in Pakistan as well. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, in studios, we've been joined by sports expert Rizwan Haider. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. Nice to be here.
Great to have you on the show. Now, of course, as we start the discussion, we've got a report on the game that took place last night. Let's take a look and come back.
New Zealand made a stunning comeback in the 5-match T20 international series courtesy of Mark Chapman, who led the visitors to victory by 7 wickets in the third match at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium on Sunday. The series is now level at 1-1 with 2 matches remaining in Lahore. Pakistan made one change from their side that defeated the Kiwis in the second T20 international on Saturday, with Abbas Afridi coming in place of Mohammad Amir, who played his first international match after almost 4 years. Pakistan posted 178 for the loss of 4 wickets after being put into the bat first. Shadab Khan made 41, Saim Ayub scored 32, Babar Azam added 37, Mohammad Rizwan had to retire hurt after scoring 23 runs, with Irfan Khan replacing him. Usman Khan again could not score much and was dismissed after scoring 4 runs from 6 balls. Irfan Khan remained unbeaten with 30 runs. Ish Sodhi took 2 wickets for Kiwis. In reply, New Zealand chased down the target easily. Mark Chapman remained unbeaten with 87 runs. Abbas Afridi took 2 wickets. Chapman declared player of the match for his outstanding knock. The 4T20 international will be played on 25th April at Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore.
And there you have it, all you need to know about the game in that report by Sabah. And now, of course, we continue things in detail as well. Like I said, that we need to analyze all aspects as well. Rizwan, you got to give credit to New Zealand, of course, but obviously I think people on one side, as they're saying that it's been a competitive series so far, I think a lot of our things have been badly exposed as well.
I think that's always been the case. If you don't experiment, you're gonna end up in this sort of a situation. First of all credit to New Zealand. They have a never say die sort of an attitude. It doesn't matter they haven't got their first choice 13 players who were playing IPL, and then 2 or 3 others who came out did not come due to personal reasons, and then another 2 who got injured. So basically you're the next 15 after 17, so from player number 18 to 32, 33 are playing, and losing to them is just shows how competitive T20 cricket is, how well prepared the New Zealanders are. And even with all the military training, I think they still need a bit of time to gel together, the Pakistan squad first of all. And for me, Ahmed, the sad part is that from the last World Cup, only those people who were performing really poorly have gone out of that squad, like Haider Ali, Asif Ali in the batting, and Shan Masood. Similarly in the bowling, Wasim Jr. and Haris Rauf. So basically, it's the same team with 3 or 4 new additions, but for the new additions as well, we're not giving them a chance where they should be playing. And we've got the same formula: win the toss and put the other opposition in. Even in the first match, we did not experiment, and we won the toss and decided to bat against what we considered, what Pakistan considered a second-rate team. I don't, but Pakistan considered a second-rate team, and they still didn't have the confidence to bat first, and that showed in the very next game. On a wicket that was 220, 230 plus wicket, we were not able to get runs against a team which had 2 or 3 newcomers in the New Zealand squad in the bowling wise. And similarly, Chapman showed what a good wicket this was to bat against a first choice Pakistan bowling attack. And it's not a happy sight. I mean, we might even win the series 4-1. But what were we expecting from this series with this sort of a preparation and this sort of a squad? I fail to understand what the logic was.
I think, that context of trying out bench strength or going with replacements. Now Pakistan is stuck in a bit of a puddle because of the injuries that have been happening. We already, of course, had the injury scare of Azam Khan, where he wasn't available for this series. Obviously, they were looking to bring him back to confidence as well. He's been replaced by Hasibullah, as far as the PCB news confirmed. And now Mohammad Rizwan's injury is also hanging in the balance. Unconfirmed reports up till now are saying that he might not take part further in the series against New Zealand. So it's very, very alarming the way things are going. But obviously, I think before the World Cup, if you've got an injury scare, that means that things either have been pushed too hard, or the fact that you didn't plan well for the task at hand, which was the cricket in general. To discuss this further, we've been joined in studios by cricket commentator, cricket broadcaster and presenter K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Asif, how would you see last night's game? Of course, Pakistan has been defeated by New Zealand. Like I said, that you've got to give New Zealand credit, especially Mark Chapman, especially the captaincy. I thought was brilliant when they were bowling, because to be honest, had it not been Shadab Khan's cameo, Pakistan would have been struggling at 130 something.
Well, that's right. And first of all, congratulations to New Zealand. And shameful for Pakistan, to be very honest, that because when you talk about the strength of Pakistan, the entire team is really strong. If you go over the paper, yes, Rizwan, Babar Azam, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, Shadab Khan, your playing 11 was fantastic, superb. Even you have given chances to some new players like Irfan Niazi, and then Abrar. Abrar has been playing domestic cricket for a long time, and he was a part of Pakistan Super League as well. To be very honest, for me, once again, if you talk about the training of the military, the Pakistan cricket team was there for 2 weeks, and after that we got a couple of injuries. What does it mean? That either we were not ready for that kind of training, or what happened in the last couple of years? You've been raising this point so many times that Pakistan team didn't have any sort of a training camp or physical training camp especially. So what happened then? Then we got a couple of injuries like Rizwan and then Azam Khan. Of course, Azam Khan, everyone talks about his physique, everyone talks about his fitness, and now the Rizwan got hamstring. I think that for next 2-3 matches he won't be available. You rightly said, as you said, that the unconfirmed sources are telling this. Then who could be the choice? Either we'll go with Usman because he's a wicketkeeper as well. Last night we saw him actually behind the stumps. He was okay. He was not extraordinary.
He was looking horrible, let's be honest. He was really struggling at the moment with the swing.
He was being polite with the words.
I was really worried. It reminded me of a time where Pakistan had to go with the Mamul Haq as a backup wicketkeeper as well.
Well, actually, I think that this is not his prime duty, because and he's an extra wicketkeeper. So this is his part-time job. If he's not doing up to the mark, then of course you will give him some chance. But the problem is that with the bat, and this is what I had said, Rizwan Bhai said, you said that he has a huge technical problem. And I think that the management, the coaching staff, they might be working on his technique. But you cannot work in 1, 2, 3 games, or maybe in a week's training session. The rest, I would like to talk about Rizwan and Babar. They played 59 deliveries, both of them, and they scored they played 50 deliveries and they scored 59 runs. Everyone is talking about their strike rate. I think now there is no need to talk about this, because plenty of debate and nothing came out. They have the same mindset that play with the straight bat, and I always like this argument from Rizwan Bhai that winning the toss and put a position for the batting, and if they're making 160, 70, you'll be playing 20 hours and then you'll be able to chase it down. I think you'd have to change your mindset. And I have asked this question to Azhar Mahmood last night, that why Pakistani's mindset is always really negative.
Confined, basically.
Yes, and they don't go behind the victory. Their body language is dull. On the other side, you see their position, the way Mark Chapman was playing, see their skipper, Bracewell, how active he was in the field. And on the other hand, the Pakistani, once again, we dropped so many catches. 3 chances to the players. Chapman, almost he was playing with the strike rate of 200. And when he scored 23 against Naseem Shah, I would like to say this to Naseem Shah. Naseem, this is not your strength. You're bowling towards, either a short pitch delivery or a length delivery. No yorker, no slow delivery, no slow bouncer at all. So when your team is in trouble, it means that you guys were taking so easy that...
I think I will agree. Asif's mentioned a very important point. And I have also been thinking the same thing when I was watching Chapman bat and the way our bowlers were bowling, that they were not taking it very seriously, and that is alarming at this moment, because it's like we mentioned, that 12 games right before the World Cup, and I really got to give credit to Chapman or the coaches who've been working with him, the way he was improvising even against Shadab Khan, trying to just step over, use his feet very well and try to aim through the square leg region as well. Brilliant. I think that's the way you do it. But Rizwan, I think we're not asking for the likes of De Villiers or Maxwell's. I understand we don't have them, we won't have them. But the fact is that why are we still stuck in that same puddle where we don't understand that modern day T20 cricket, I'm not even going towards one day cricket, which is also, I think, which also has the same rhetoric now, but let's just be confined to T20 cricket. Strike rates are going to matter. All of us, including you as well, we've been having this discussion since more than a year now, I'm sure, about the fact that in the first 6 overs, in the first 10 overs or 15 overs, Pakistan's not accelerating. Pakistan batters' mindset, the team goal is just that 150, 60, 70, where we've understood now that 200 is the new 150 now in T20 cricket.
Actually, 200 is an average score, par score these days. A good score is 230, 225, and we've seen that in PSL. We've seen that in different leagues around the world. We've seen people getting 120 runs out in 6 overs. But we fail to understand is the dynamics of the game have changed, but we as a team do not understand that. We are so happy that Babar has an average of 40 plus and Rizwan has an average of around 48, 49 in T20. It does not matter. You need a quick 30 in 7 balls. You need a quick 60 in 15 or 18 balls to turn the match. A strike rate of 130. Usman is the only player, if he's not selected in the team, then Pakistan will not have any batsman having a strike rate of over 140. So Usman is the only one, and his strike rate, his strike rate is 159 if he bats at 1, 2 or 3 position. Batting at 4, 5 and 6, his strike rate is about 100, 104, 105. So we're again using, destroying his career. I understand there are flaws in his game, but then again, at least give him a chance at the position where he's likely to score. He scored well against quick bowling. When the ball comes onto the bat, he gets a quick few runs, quick boundaries, and then by the time the spinners come on, he's already settled. So you're playing him at a position at a time when the spinners are already on, and he's finding it difficult. And I found his face was, very down yesterday. He was attempting singles. He was not even attempting the big shots. The pulls that he was making were just for singles, and I think you're going to destroy. Either you don't play him. You should have let him go and play for UAE and let's see what he could have done. And we discussed that in the program here, that there's no point if you're going to play him at the wrong position, screw with his career, and then leave him to rust. So it's just pointless for me.
Some of your own choices are sometimes questionable as well.
Well, I agree. Okay, so who was in the last T20 World Cup? If Takhar was there, the only people who did not make it were Haider Ali, Shan Masood and Asif Ali. All 3 complete failures.
What about Mohammad Nawaz?
I'm talking about the batsman right now.
Oh, all right.
I'm talking about the batsman. I'll come to you had Usman Qadir and Nawaz, and even Shadab has been a failure for me. Because he doesn't spin the ball, he is too much, putting too much on his batting. We need a proper bowler. You need 5 proper bowlers, as Kashif Sabir used to say, and 5 proper batsmen, but those 5 proper batsmen need to have a strike rate of 140, 150 plus. And you need only one who can, stick around. I personally feel Babar would be an excellent floater in the team. You put 2, batsmen who go with a bang. And if you lose a quick wicket, Babar can come in and stabilize. Otherwise, he doesn't need to bat. He can bat at 7 or 8. You need to have setters, 20 overs if possible, and get scores of 200 plus. It's not about Babar's averages. It's about Pakistan. It's not about Babar's captaincy. It's about Pakistan. I don't care if Babar wins all his matches, but or loses all his matches, but he has a strike rate of 120, but averaging 50 plus. I want Babar to average 30, having a strike rate of 150. Then Pakistan will win. You need to have different players scoring quick 30s and 40s, and one of them getting 100 or a big 50. But we are always relying on Babar to get 100 and Rizwan to get a 50, and because of that pressure, they don't play the way they should be playing, and they're too reluctant to go for the runs, and we're ending up with 116, 70, and we're scared of batting second.
Well, we can rely on this Rizwan to get a 50, but over there. But Asif, I think you'd like to add to that argument, and also if you look at some of the scores, we really have to ask ourselves, how many times have we crossed that 200 mark, and how comfortable have we been? Like Rizwan also mentioned that now it's gone up till 230s and 240s now in modern T20 cricket, and I think a lot of these sides around the world will be surprising you with these kinds of totals as well. 150 nowhere is going to be something that you would back your bowlers to defend.
Well, I think for 230, 240, request to AB de Villiers and Maxwell, please join our team for maybe next couple of years, and maybe they could teach to some.
But Asif, we're going to screw with their careers. We're taking the batter number 8 to make sure that he bats it.
Well, now Rizwan Bhai is pretty much lethal. Yes, I could understand the anger. Okay, now I have three different statements from three players of Pakistan, one of the coach and one from Shadab Khan and Babar Azam. See the difference of these three statements. Babar Azam said that we were 10 runs shorter, 10 or 20 runs in the presentation. Shadab Khan, it's not about that you're making 50s in all the games. It's all about that how impactful your innings was. And what Azhar Mahmood said during the press conference, actually, we went slow down from over number 7 to over number 11, and then over number 11 to over number 15.
The most important phase of the game.
The ball was gripping and the batters were struggling.
Okay.
So three different statements. It means that even the management, the players, they were not on the same page. What's going on? Right before this game, we put down the opposition on 91, under 100. And then on the next match, when the bowlers didn't perform well, Shaheen Shah Afridi was struggling because the pitch was pretty much straight. And
I said the problem is that they do the press conference very quickly. They don't give.
I definitely understand that. Both my guests agree with me on the same point, which is that we really need to change that culture or the mindset of T20 cricket that Pakistan is playing. That brand of cricket is more than expired now when we talk about, and I think if you can't clear the fence in Pindi Cricket Stadium, God knows where you're going to do it. So we'll leave that discussion for another day, but thank you very much Asif and Rizwan for joining us. Now of course we move on to something very special. Recently we of course have exclusive content for you where we've been part of Pakistan's volleyball setup, their training routines, the new coaches from both the men's and women's side as well. We've got an exclusive content coming your way. You go take a look at that.